A 1966 Porsche 911. Irish green, every inch a classic, pristine as the day it roared off the line. But not long ago, it was a very different picture.
It looked good from 100 feet away.
The decades had taken their toll, turning this legend into a shadow of its former self. But we were confident we could turn back the clock. We also knew it wouldn't be easy.
It was pretty rusty, and once we got underneath the paint, we discovered just how bad it really was.
Restoration, at its core, is a product of effort, time, and will. But we found the person equal to the task.
I just was a line technician, doing the everyday warranty repairs, maintenances, and upkeep of everybody's cars.
If I may, I think Jim's being a little humble. He's a 40-year master technician. He's been working on this brand for probably now 43 years, really. In fact, I remember we used to joke that his technician number was 004. That's how long Jim's been working on Porsches.
And what a task it was, tearing away the years of hard living to unlock the potential trapped inside.
I could probably spend another year messing around with this car, but nobody would ever know but me what I was doing.
The engine is the heart of every Porsche, and a logical place to start.
The engine was actually very good shape. I took an oil sample and sent it out for analysis, and there was no extra material floating around in the oil or anything like that. So I took it down to the pistons and cylinders on it and resealed it, put new parts in from there out.
The work presented unexpected challenges, and progress was hard-won. But perseverance is always rewarding. Until finally, piece by painstaking piece, the sleeping icon awakens. But that's not the whole story, because this restoration is not simply a series of tasks, it's a series of moments, inexorably linked in ways no one could have imagined.
Wish we could take credit for planning this right from the beginning, but it's not quite the way it happened. I guess you'd have to start a little ways back.
All the way to 1966, to be exact.
The fact that the car is a 66 and the Chapman Automotive Group was founded in 1966.
Then, Terry Manning enters the picture, and our story really begins.
I'm blown away. It's just beautiful.
I think it was really touching when the Mannings were here and they told us their story.
Now, I always wanted a Porsche, and so I perked up and I says, well, what do you want for it? We're gonna let you have it for $3,500. And I says, I don't care how low you go, I'm still gonna buy the car.
The Mannings owned this car for 30 years, and they'd come on some difficult times in their life, and they'd come to our Honda store, actually, because they had a Honda, and they wanted to sell it to us. And as they were leaving, just by chance, they happened to mention they had this 66 911 that was sitting in the garage that they hadn't done much with, and we're curious if our purchasing manager knew of anybody that might be interested in it.
I was hoping that once Chapman bought it, that I might see it, at least be able to come in here.
This is where the pace starts to pick up as a dealership outgrows its space.
We tore down that building right down to the ground and rebuilt this facility as you see it now. And I bring that up because at the time that this 911 project started, the building was just going up. And coincidentally for us, it feels like we did two restorations at the same time.
And a career comes to a crossroad.
I was suffering burnout from working on the line so long. It happens. And this is kind of a different avenue for me to go down. And I have a passion for these old air-cooled cars. I've always loved them. And Neb, I remember when you approached me with this, it was just like, hey, Jim, you want to do this? And what did I say? I said, yeah, why not?
Then the final piece falls into place.
About, 2 months after we purchased the car, Porsche came up with a contest. We didn't buy the car for the contest, but they just, again, coincidentally decided that they were going to have a contest on who could restore a classic.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
We never planned this. We're in unplanned territory.
It revitalized my interest in what I was doing. And, it certainly was a challenge. Absolutely a challenge.
So now we've come full circle. Well, almost. We can't actually end our story because the next chapter is yet to be written.
Aside from the physical aspects of the vehicle, it keeps surprising us on what it's bringing forth.
When I drive around in this car, it brings out stories. I don't know why it does, but it does. People come up and go, beautiful car, and then they want to tell you the story of how they were involved with their own beautiful Porsche or their uncle or their grandfather or something, and it's funny how that occurs. It just does.
See, we didn't simply restore an old car. We restored a legend to its rightful place, brimming with promise and crackling with potential. Where all that came before now fuels the pursuit of what comes next.
Can't wait to do the next one. And we've already started it.
Because if the past is any indication, there's going to be an awful lot of next.